Okay, Yubo, I think you can see this. Hopefully you can hear me. So basically, I'm gonna go over, like on the strip, can we just, yeah, thank you. Okay. Let's just say this is my guideline, your guideline. And what basically needs to happen is, let me try to, okay, I'm gonna try to center this better. Okay, so what basically needs to happen is when I get here, stop it, like I'm gonna move like here, and then I'm gonna like stay here. This is where I'm basically prepping. This is the spot that I'm slowing down to watch. Put little eyes. That's where that is. It's not a penis. And right there, right, I've only moved like 1/6. Like, no, this is less realistic. It's gonna be more like here, because I've only moved like less than a half of where this is, right? So if you think about this in like, let's think about this in your advanced lunge distance, because that's the distance we're working with, right? It's a completely different story if you're going up against someone who's like, you have to know their distance. So at this distance, right, if you put it into perspective, if I'm like, and this is tough for you, right? If you come in, what you're doing is you're stopping here. And this is faster, less controlled, and basic footwork. Okay, so what needs to change is, and you're not even stopping there. You're doing this thing where you're making it to this line, and you're sprinting. You're going bam, 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 super fast here, and then you continue to do really, really, really tense steps until you get here, and then I just lunge and hit you, right? And then if that doesn't happen, I just do an advanced lunge and hit you here, right? So this is, and now I'm gonna show you where, like, what the change is. You know what I mean? Okay, good. So let's put the midline back in here. Okay. It's uncentered, but whatever. Okay, so let's say I'm still, finishing up right here. What you need to be doing is you need to be taking more varying steps. So pretty much you can either half step back. Wait, how do I get bulleted list, gotcha. Okay, so we're gonna start with these. We're gonna start with these steps. So basically, the way that I got from here to here in the same time that you got from here to here is by going half step back, step in, okay? That's how I cross this much distance while you move that much, right? Because what I'm trying to do is make it seem to you like I'm moving forward. Because what this does is it gives you more confidence to just like keep moving, keep closing the distance, right? But you have to stay aware of the decisions that I'm making, right? So the reason you keep on going from here to here in that amount of time is because you can't really it's really hard to comprehend. Like, I'm not saying you, like, this is pretty much everyone at our club other than maybe me, Finn, Drew, and Rohan, right? So what needs to happen is you need to be in motion and to still get here. That's where you need to be. You need to be way closer to your own guard line. And there needs to be a decision after that, okay? So what I want you to do is like basically a lot of the actions that you've been setting up, they're really controlled, okay? You can easily get a short trap on me if you set up the distance right. And it's going to be so much easier for you to set up that distance if you're here instead of here. It's not what we want, because you're going to be farther away from the opponent. They're going to be up here, and they're not going to know what's going to happen, right? And also, when you're right here, you can also easily attack and prep because they're still pushing you, right? So what I did to Drew today a couple times was I got up here, stopped a little bit, took a half step back, made him think that I was gonna go backwards. He pulled his arm back like crazy and just hit him, right? So there's gonna be more actions. Like, it's gonna be continuous, and it's like gonna flow into more actions, right? But what I want you to start with is just making that step smaller. And basically what I'm saying is the way that you can get here is you can do a half step back, step forward, right? You can do two super tiny steps, and I can show you those tomorrow, right? And then you can do one pretty slow step, but that's not it's not as effective. It's a little bit more niche because you're not moving as much. It's hard for the opponent to like not get overconfident in like a positive way for them. You know what I mean? Like, I would just throw this out. Don't use the medium size slow step, right? And then the tiny slide step, that could work, but the thing is, it's I just want to see like what works for you, you know what I mean? And the downside to the tiny slide step is that because what's it called? Because the you know how you're in the air for a time for a tempo, that can sometimes completely throw off an action from getting you down to the ground again. Like, I'll show you and you'll see what I mean. So, okay, finally, to conclude, you're coming in here because you're rushing, and then you're taking more steps, right? There's still more. There's still more here, right? And I need you here, and then I need in the same time that it takes me to get here. And you know how long that takes. That takes like really long time. Okay? And so is there anything else I gotta say? And make sure once you're comfortable with getting to this spot and setting up actions, okay? Like in practice bouts, get here and see how much room you have to make decisions.